Hi, I wanted to just go through a couple of variations of the Sun Salutation. So what we're going to do is just to go on a gradual kind of movement through the Sun Salutations. And there are many, many variations, but we're going to go through a specific sequence with various modifications to it. And you can stay with whatever modification that feels good for you today, but you also have the opportunity to play around with different variations of it. So we will start standing on the mat and we'll just go through the Sun Salute, and you can play around with whatever variation feels good for you, and you can play around with that throughout your practice in your classes as well. So whatever modification that honors your body right now. So let this be a practice of a celebration, saluting the sun, the fire, the life, but also your inner light, your inner heart, your fire. So you're working with your body, you're working with your breath, not with your mind. So you're flowing, it's your breath that's moving you through the postures, through the sequence. So we're going to start on the mat, and we're going to start standing to the front of our mat. So you can have your feet together, you can have your feet hip distance apart, but I'd love for you to have the outer edges of your feet parallel. So that means the little toe side of your feet are parallel to the outer edges of your mat. Bring your palms together in front of your chest. Just take a moment to find your Tadasana, your standing pose. You kind of want to draw the tailbone down. You lift slightly through your lower abdomen. You have that strength, you have the connection to the floor, to your roots, to your pelvis. So depending on how much space you have, you can reach your arms out to the side, or inhale as you raise your prayer above your head, palms together, shoulder distance. As you exhale, you're going to fold forward into a standing forward bend. You're moving from your hips, so maybe bend your knees here. If you feel the floor is far away from you, then you bend your knees. On an inhale, you come up to a flat back, maybe knees bent here, extend your chest forward, and then exhale, fold it forward. You're going to walk into a downward facing dog, and just stretch it back here. Take a very deep inhale, and then as you exhale, come onto your hands and knees. You're going to come all the way down to the mat, so stretch your toes away from you. You're going to shift your chest forward, elbows are drawing back as you slowly lower down towards the mat. Keeping your hands next to your rib cage, elbows pointing back, feet stretching away from you. Inhale to a small cobra, Bhujangasana. So you're pressing the pubic bone down, you're engaging your thighs. You make yourself really nice and long, heart forward, tailbone back. Take another inhale here, and exhale, hands and knees, and then stretch into a downward facing dog. So maybe your downward dog is with your heels on the floor, maybe your knees are bent. So just find a space that feels good in your back. Take a very deep inhale and exhale, hands and knees again. You're going to come to the front of the mat, so you're going to step your right foot forward. So if your foot doesn't want to move forward, you're going to grab hold of your ankle with your right hand and help to move it forward. So your heel is underneath your knee. And then your choice, you can keep the back knee on the floor, you can straighten the back leg. We're just going to take another breath here. And then we're going to step the left foot forward. Once again, you're in a standing forward bend. Inhale as you extend your chest. Exhale, fold it forward. We're going to come up with a straight back. So reach your arms all the way out in front. Arms above your head. And palms to your heart. We're going to do this again. So on an inhale, raise your prayer all the way up above your head. Exhale, fold it forward, standing forward bend. Inhale, extend your chest, space in your front body. Keep that space as you fold forward. Again, you're going to walk into your downward facing dog. And then bring the knees to the floor as you exhale and lower down to the mat. Keep your lower abdomen engaged as you start to release it down. Very strong arms. Inhale again, lift your chest, shoulders back, long neck. And then come onto your hands and knees, moving into your downward facing dog again. Maybe knees bent here. But whatever you're doing, your legs are super strong. Your thighs are pressing into the hamstrings, into the back of your thighs. You're lifting your hips away from your ribcage, the space for your breath. Think of lifting your sitting bones high. Inhale here and exhale, hands and knees. This time you're going to step the left foot forward. So you can grab hold of your left foot and drag it forward between your hands. Your choice, right knee on the floor or right leg straight. Think of stretching your chest forward. If you need more space, you take your foot out to the side. So notice whatever is working for your body. Inhale here, and then you're going to step that right foot forward, coming into your standing forward bend. Inhale, extend your chest, and then fold it deeply. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up, palms to your heart. Exhale. So take a moment in your Tadasana, in your mountain pose, your standing pose. Just take a few breaths. Feel, where do you press your feet into the earth? Do you lean forward? Are your hips forward? Are you rounding your back? Are you collapsing your chest? Where's the weight on your feet? The inside, the outside. Just notice how you feel in your body. We're going to step it up a little bit so you can stay with the variation we've just done, or we'll step it up just a little bit more. Direct your hands at your heart. Inhale, reach your prayer above your head. Exhale, fold it forward again, your choice. You can bend your knees or you can start to straighten your legs. Inhale, extend your chest, hands on your shins or on the floor. And then fold it deeply, belly towards your thighs. This time step your right leg back, so left heel underneath left knee. Either right leg is super straight or you bring it to the floor. Your choice. So we'll start with straight legs. So you're going to step your left leg behind you. You're in plank position. If plank at any time becomes too much, you bring the knees to the floor, and your knees will then be further away than your hips from the front of the mat. So you can see that my torso is exactly the same, but I'm working my core, I'm working through the lower part of my abdomen, whether my knees are on the floor or whether they're straight. Let's see if we can lower down to the mat on an out breath. So slowly, elbows back, upper arms just touching the rib cage as you lower down to the mat, toes stretching away from you. Inhale into a small cobra, so keep the lower abdomen on the floor, shoulders drawing back. Keeping the hands, you can imagine the hands reaching away towards the back of the room. And reach your toes away from you. Take another inhale here. We'll come into a downward dog as we exhale. So again, your choice. So you can bend the knees, the heels might be off or on the floor. On an inhale, just lift the sitting bones a little bit more. Watch your exhale, just reach through the front of your thighs. And then inhale, step your right foot between your hands, keep reaching through the left leg. And then step your left foot forward. Inhale as you extend your chest, hands on the floor on your shins. And then fold it forward, exhale. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And palms to your heart, exhale. Inhale, raise your prayer. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, extend your spine, hands on the floor on your shins, and then standing forward bend. This time left leg drops back, keep stretching through that left heel, and then right leg back, plank position, either straight leg or knees on the floor. Keep pubic bone moving towards your navel, so you're engaging your core, arms strong, but you're not locking your elbows. From here, slowly lower down to the mat. Inhale to your back bend. So even though we are bending backwards, we're still creating space. So think of drawing the pubic bone to the navel, tailbone to your heels. And downward dog as you exhale. The airy inhale creates space. The rib cage is expansive. Exhale, navel to the spine. Inhale, expanding the ribs. And navel in, exhale. Step your left foot between your hands. Reach through your right heel so the ball of your right foot pressing down. And then right foot forward, exhale. Inhale, extend your spine and fold it forward, exhale. Inhale, reach it all the way up and palms to your heart, exhale. Good. So just take a couple of breaths here, and once again we're going to just move into a different sequence. But whatever we do, we kind of work with where we are. We can explore and we can move into the different variations depending on how we feel at that given moment. So we're going to move into a different variation now, different movements. So as you're ready, inhale, raise your prayer. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, extend your spine and fold it, exhale. Step your right leg back and then left leg back, plank position. Really keep a super strong core. Reach your elbows back, arms pressing into your ribcage so you are in your chaturanga. Maybe shoulders align with your elbows, maybe a little bit higher, but not lower than your elbows. Stretch your toes away from you. Lift into your upward facing dog. So here again, you're making yourself long, toes stretching away, tailbone to your pubic bone, lift through your chest. Take a very deep inhale, downward dog, exhale. So we suddenly come into these kind of very deep back bends, very strong core poses. So chaturanga, very strong core pose. So you really allow your front body to support your back body. Inhale, step your right foot between your hands. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, surrender it forward. Inhale, reach it all the way up. Palms to your heart. Exhale. We're just going to do this sequence, this variation one more time. So we'll come into chaturanga. Up arms really close towards our rib cage. Wrist underneath our elbows. Shoulders aligned with our elbows. So we don't want to drop the chest down. We want to try to keep everything really nice and strong. Bender, the stick, the staff. So we want that nice strong line. Palms at your heart. So from your heart, from the celebration of our fire in our heart, our passions, inhale, raise your prayer. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale as you extend your heart and then fold it deeply. Exhale. Step your left leg back and right leg back. So we are in plank position. We keep the torso as it is, the legs as it is, only change this, bending the elbows. Then keep pubic bone to navel and then lift up, tailbone to pubic bone. Space in your chest, space in the back of your neck. Reach through your toes, reach through your heart. So arms are straight and the only thing that's touching the floor is the palms of the hands, the top of your feet. Inhale, downward dog, exhale. Again, notice if you're rounding the back and bend your knees to lift your sitting bones. And if you stick your ribs out, you draw them into your center. And we find that balance of rounding and collapsing. And as you're ready, step that left foot between your hands, right foot forward. Inhale as you lengthen, and then fold it forward. Exhale. Inhale, reach it all the way up, and palms at your heart. Exhale. So we celebrated the sun, we felt the sun, we felt that bit of fire. You're warming up, you're moving the body in all different directions. So really greeting that the life-giving sun, but also the sun within our heart and our core and our abdomen. It's a beautiful practice to warm up all the sequences, but also a practice on its own, the postures on their own as well. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you can play around with it a little bit more. Namaste.